friends, welcome back to Not Quite Homesteading. Today we are in my kitchen again. We are going to be seed starting for the fall, and as much as I would love to be in the garden with you guys, it is just way too hot outside. So if I keep putting it off to be outside, we are going to miss our seed starting window, and I don't want that to happen because I definitely want a fall garden. So I appreciate you guys for joining me on another video. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. My name is Ebony. I'm gardening in coastal South Carolina, zone 8B. So let's go ahead and jump into this because I have been thinking about this every single day for probably the last month and a half at this point, and trying to figure out the right time to actually start my seeds. But we have to get started, otherwise we are not gonna have a harvest. The one thing I want to do differently this year than I did last year is when I planted my stuff out, I think it was kind of late. We also, I will say, I think did have a cooler than usual fall and definitely a colder than usual winter. So the plants, I really didn't get to start harvesting them until I want to say maybe winter time. And I really would like to get a fall harvest. It's okay if some of the plants, you know, harvest a little bit later in the season, but we really should be harvesting, starting with brassicas, somewhere around like early November, early to late November. And I definitely want to have some things in place ahead of Thanksgiving. So let's go ahead and get started because we have a lot to do. All right, so I have my seed starting trays here. If you're interested in where I got these seeds, I have it linked down in the description box below. I talked about these in my last video when I did my unboxing. And I have right now 6 out of the 10 trays. I'm hoping that'll be enough to do the seed starting that I need to do with them. I have a pan. This is just to help me catch like any soil, so I'm not making a tremendous mess on my freezer. I do have my brassica seeds here. Now, I don't know if this is all the seeds that I need in order to get started, but I'm going to start with these and then I'll consider what else I need to go grab once I'm done. And then the last thing I'm going to be using is this little seed square tray. And I did talk about like trying out the square foot gardening method in my last video. Ultimately, I'm going to use this as a guide for how many things I think I want to plant for certain crops, and whether or not I'll use this in its entirety, I don't know. I don't know how many beds I'm going to designate to square foot gardening just yet, but I thought this would be a good guide for certain things especially like the kohlrabi. For sure, I am going to plant some of these like brassicas, like the larger heading things in the bed, one of the new beds that I'm putting up where I'm placing carrots and such. So I definitely want to use that for, I definitely want to use this as a guide for that, giving consideration to all the things that I want to put in that bed. And then, you know, for anything else, I'll go ahead and determine, you know, exactly how many I want. I have an idea of how many plants I want for each thing, and that's more so based on just like our general consumption. Things like broccoli for this growing season, I'm pretty sure I had it at something like 24 or 25. Cauliflower might be along the lines of like 12 to 16 or something like that. And then the cabbages, roughly about, I want to say 20, you know, in total, somewhere between 20 and 24. And that's just giving consideration to splitting between the red cabbage, green cabbages, and potentially Chinese cabbage. So I have my soil here as well, y'all. I'm going to place the trays into this little pan, and then that will give me range to kind of make a little bit of a mess and not have it get everywhere. So all I'm doing is adding my soil into the pots, pressing it down. Of course, want it to be slightly firm, not too overly packed, but definitely slightly firm. I should have grabbed the little divot tool that came with the seed square. I think I might do that just to make my life easier. So even better, I'm using the dibbler that came with this particular seed tray set. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wet these. Now what I may do, because even though it's like a little late to really do succession sowing effectively for certain crops, I'm probably still going to, like, I'll start, you know, some of the broccolis now, and then maybe in another week once these have sprouted. And I believe they will sprout because they are going outside and it is really hot out there. So I do believe that they will sprout within the next week. But I'll wait a week or so to go ahead and plant like the additional broccolis that I want to do. So for things that I'm planting in like slightly large quantity, I will split those up into 2 sowings. So the first thing I'm going to start with is my Eastern Magic broccoli. This was actually the broccoli that I grew last year, and y'all, when I tell you I love this broccoli, so I definitely want to get more seeds for this when these run out. But one of the other varieties I believe I'm planting is it Green Magic? No. It's Walden 29. That's what we're going to be planting. So those are the 2 types of broccoli I'm doing this particular season. But I do want to at some point try the Green Magic, because a lot of people have had positive things to say about that one, specifically for growing in the South. I just lost the seed. I probably should do this one hand free, because we're just losing seeds right now. As I probably should use my little tool that came with this. I can't tell if I put a seed in there already. I forgot that fast. And then we need 1 more. So if 2 sprouts come up out of there, then we know what happened. But I'm going to start 6 of these in this tray. And we'll just drop some of this like excess soil on top. To cover that in. I don't know that I think I truly need to add any more water. I think it'll be fine. I'm just trying to make sure it has good contact with the soil. And since they gave them to me, I am going to use their little like labels to just make sure I have everything labeled properly. So apparently trying to keep from making a mess here is not really working. But I guess it's better than having all the dirt on my freezer. So I'm just going to label this Eastern Magic broccoli. Today is the 7th. Hey Siri, what's today's date?
It's Friday, September 8th, 2020.
Today is the 8th. And then I'm gonna put the harvest, which is 69 days. So I know when I should be looking from the time of planting. And then when it is time for me to transfer all of these over, I'll fill out individual little tags for each plant, or if I do cluster them, then I'll just put like 1 tag per plant. And then the next one I'm going to do is the Walden 29. Now this one doesn't have the harvest time on it, so I'll go ahead and look that up. So this is actually a slightly faster variety than the Eastern Magic. So this one has like a 59 to 60 day harvest from transplant. So a few days sooner, which is pretty nice. So I'm only putting 2 of these in, so I'll know that obviously these 2 rows on the outside are what those are. And I'm basically going to do this for the cauliflower, so I'm going to do those in 6. I'm going to do 6 red cabbages. I'll probably do 6 each of the green cabbages that I have, and then we'll touch bases on what else I'll be putting in and how much. So this is red acre cabbage. This one is a 100-day harvest, so we obviously are not going to get this until like maybe at the start or middle of winter. So this red cabbage variety I think is a longer growing season than my actual red express. I'm pretty sure that's what I had previously, so I'm going to try to plant some of those as well. So I went ahead and finished planting all of the seeds that I wanted to get started. The seeds germinated really quickly, probably in about like 2 to 3 days, and this is a few weeks later, looking at some of the seedlings that have been up potted as well as some that have been direct sowed. That was everything I did in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed starting some seeds with me. Don't forget to check out our affiliate links down in the description box. As always, let's keep learning, sowing, and growing together, friends. Until our next garden update. Bye.